So the robes, the designs on the robes, of course, are on the back of the robe, but when I show them, it's really nice to have the actual front of the robe so you can see it. So Sequoia is wearing the robe that represents the start of our journey through life. We come into incarnation. We come into incarnation and we are born, and we have the Earth Mother who holds us in her embrace. So we connect with planet Earth. And you can see that the Divine Mother here, the Earth Mother, she is a mountain, she's a tree of life. And can you see that she's holding a cauldron? If you can't see, go ahead and stand up or move to the side. I really want you to see them.
Can she walk through the aisle?
I don't think it'll fit. But yeah, come on up here. Stand up or come on up to the side, because I really want you to see them. So she's holding a cauldron, okay? And so when we come into incarnation, we want to feel grounded and contained. So if this spirit guide could speak to you, what would she say to you right now? Anyone, what would she say?
I got you.
I got you.
We're on the right track.
You're on the right track.
I am safe.
Okay, I am safe. Yeah.
I love you.
I love you. Okay, so she's embracing you. And we know from indigenous wisdom that when children are born, the thing we need most is to connect to our body and to connect with the earth. And so this is the wisdom at the beginning of our journey. And if you don't feel grounded enough, do whatever it takes to feel safe in the body, okay? Because as we climb up the tree of life and you root your roots and then you develop your trunk and you open up your branches, you want to be firmly grounded. Because a tree has roots that go down and out. And if there are storms around you, like we all have storms in our life, you want to have your roots very stable and strong, okay? Yeah, and when you wear this robe, it's true, it feels very, very grounding, okay? So this is the beginning of our journey. Thanks, Sequoia. You can just, actually, you can put it over there. Lily.
Yes.
Okay. So we start our journey, don't we? Getting grounded. And then the second part of our journey is about coming into right relationship to our deep self. So you'll have to look at the base of the robe, and at the base of the robe, you can see maiden, mother, and grandmother. Okay, it's the triple goddess, the divine feminine, that is holding up the great wheel of life. And I often say that this is the time that we internalize the good mother. And so for those of us lucky enough to have good mothers, we got to internalize that. And if those of us who had some trauma around here, it's very, very important that we learn how to be very kind and compassionate with ourselves. And what happens when we have this divine mother inside of us, that we flow around the cycles and seasons of life. And that's what this robe is about, learning how to flow with your own cycles and seasons. So when you look at this robe, what do you see? How is it speaking to you? Flow? What else? What was that? Nurturing. Okay, right. All right, so the maiden, mother, and crone are holding up the great wheel of life. Okay? And why is that important? It's important because we have to learn how to self-nurture and how to go with our instinctive flow. So first we ground, that's the base chakra. This is the second chakra, okay? Internalizing the good mother, going with the flow, and also opening up play and sexuality and creativity, okay? Yeah, anything else you want to say about this robe? Can you see the full moon in the center? And the dragons are...
I love the legacy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of legacy in it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, so, and all the creatures around the mandala are all creatures that are teaching us how to breathe underwater, how to integrate the shadow. So there's a lot here. And, I'm a psychotherapist by training, and I do a lot of work with people just grounding, and then this, because this is all about learning how to self-love. and how self-soothe and getting our nervous system regulated and all of that. Okay?
And it seems they are in the water. Does it
A
have
l-
to do with intuition?
Exactly, exactly. Good observation. So there's a lot of water in this robe, okay? And the moons. So you see the different phases of the moon. I call them my moon dragons. And those dragons are carrying the different phases of the moon. Great, thanks. All right, Ellen, you're up. Thanks. Okay, this is the ancestor robe. And forgive me if I didn't include your ancestors. I tried to include all the continents. Okay, but there are many different ancestors on this robe. And an important part of our journey is coming into right relationship to our ancestors. I mean, how many of us have done ancestral work? Yeah, okay. So we keep the blessings of our ancestors and we replant those roots that didn't work well for us, okay? Because some of us grew up in families and in homes where we probably need to plant some of those roots again, okay? And I'm very aware of that. And so each one of these totems represents, if you can imagine, your family lineage. So we've got colors, we've got food, we've got the land we came from, okay? We inherit all of that in our DNA. And so much of our work in the Tree of Life is grounding and rooting, but also clearing the DNA that doesn't work for us, okay? Because we're upgrading our system now. But the Tree of Life is very step by step. First, you start with the base chakra. Then you start with the second chakra, okay? So this is still kind of in between second and third chakra because we're dealing with our family and our ancestors. What is this robe saying to you? Honor, honor, okay. What else? Acknowledge.
Wow, I see honoring the diversity of human beings.
Well, that is so, so important, okay? Because we're climbing up the Tree of Life. And when you honor your own ancestry, and then you begin to honor everybody's ancestry, everybody's diversity, okay? And this is part of our root system, okay? Coming to terms with your own family.
And the human family.
The human family,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so honoring ancestors. So we do have ancestral guides, and of course we have spirit guides. Every one of these could be meditated on as one of your spirit guides, okay? Thanks, Ellen. It's hard to hold your hands out there for a long time. Let's go ahead. Okay, so those first three robes are the journey of the roots of the Tree of Life. Okay, we got to get grounded. You got to internalize that, good mother. Now we are moving up into the trunk of the tree. Can you feel the energetic difference? Okay, we're moving up. This is a wild man. Okay, this is your wild man, wild woman. And what's he doing? He's gathering his animal energy. This is the solar plexus robe, okay? So he's gathering the energy that happens when you begin to build your trunk. Think of your trunk. It's from your hips up to your torso. And the trunk of the Tree of Life is about your individuation journey, right? You leave home, you separate from what was old, you separate from your family and your relationships, and you begin to move up into the trunk of the tree. You take a stand for yourself. You have to be strong. So what is this robe saying to you?
I get wildness.
Wildness, yeah. Power. Okay, home, okay. Some people are intimidated by this robe. Some people feel at home, right?
Oh, the animals, I just want to snuggle.
Yeah, they're pretty fierce animals. How many of you work with animal totems or animal energies? Okay, it is a really interesting thing to do because it helps strengthen your solar plexus. And when you take a stand for yourself, you want to be able to stand up and make healthy boundaries, right? Many of us are working on that. And so this is the animal energy where you call your animals to be fiercely your guardians. And then you go out on your own and you take a stand for yourself. Yeah? What else is it saying?
Integration.
Integration. Okay, you got to integrate all of those wild energies. It's fun to be wild. But think about all the instinctive energies. They could take you in a million directions. And what you want to do now, we start to focus the energy. So that's what's happening here. So all the animal energy, this character is focusing the energy where he wants it to go.
It feels like the wise elder.
Right. Okay.
Bringing all that energy up from the mother and then saying, all right, we're honoring ourselves and now we're bringing it out.
Okay,
So
we're
that
bringing it up.
the vibrations can grow.
Okay, so that's the solar plexus is designed to point to one place, your heart. The solar plexus is connected to the heart. And many people, turn on the news, many people's solar plexus is just out there, right? They're doing really funky things with their solar plexus. And so what we want to do is you want to bring it up. So the Tree of Life has very specific teachings about pointing that energy up. Thank you. Okay, you want to point it up to your heart. So you get all of your solar plexus, all of your power, you take a stand for yourself. Why? To support your heart's truth. To support your heart's truth. The solar plexus is not to be used to have power over others. It's meant to be used to take a stand for your truth. Okay? So that's why this robe wanted to be super fierce with lots of animals on it. Yeah. Okay, thanks,
Yeah,
Sequoia.
also, I was just going to say about the working with the, I don't know, falcon or whatever.
Yeah.
That is like just the working with the wildness,
Yeah.
working in union with,
Yeah.
working together towards, common goals.
Absolutely. So every one of the robes, if you follow the energetic patterns of the robes, you can actually start to activate the codes. So each one of the robes has deep codes encoded within it. So you can wear the robe, but that's why I created the card deck, so that you can actually use the image of the robe to strengthen your solar plexus. Okay, each one of the robes is a code that fits on your body, and it works on the body, but it also works on the psyche and on the spirit. Okay, so that particular robe is very fierce, but the way the movement of the robe and the movement of the animals will actually unlock the key to that code. Yeah, Lily, I think you're next. Oh, you got the captain robe. Okay, so we talked about the solar plexus, and now we're going to point up to the heart. Okay, so this was the image that came to me for the awakened heart. If you know Egyptian mythology, this is Sekhmet. She's a very fierce goddess, and she is full of fire. Okay, so feel your heart chakra right now. This is opening your heart chakra. Okay. And the key for this robe is truth. So you have to unlock your truth. What is true about you? What is your mission in life? What are you taking a stand for? What's your heart's dream? Okay? So I was sitting in the British Museum one day. I used to live in London, and I would go to the British Museum, and I loved to sit in front of these black granite Sekhmet statues. And one day, Sekhmet said, "Watch this." And she came alive with fire. And this is what I saw. And so that's what I painted. And you can see that her sun disk is alive. So the sun disk is your truth, and you're bringing it up, and you're shining your light out to the world. So do you know your heart's dream? Maybe you know a little bit, maybe you know what it is. There's another myth that I want to talk about, which is the myth of the Sphinx, because Sekhmet and the Sphinx are connected. And the myth of the Sphinx is that if you met the Sphinx, she would ask you a riddle. And if you answered it correctly, you were given the keys to the kingdom or queendom. If you answered it incorrectly, do you know what happened? Instant incineration. Okay, kind of a harsh story. But what I take from that is the alchemy of the heart chakra. If you're lying to yourself, if you don't speak the truth to yourself, that will start to burn away. So the alchemy at the heart on the Tree of Life is the gold. We use the metal gold at the heart, at Tiferet, if you know the Tree of Life. And so this is the Tiferet robe. This is the golden robe. Okay, she's got a lot of alchemy. So what's she saying to you? If you look at her, what's she saying?
Fierce authenticity.
Authenticity?
Fierce authenticity.
Yes, I love it.
Prepare for action.
Prepare for action.
Radiance.
Okay, that's important because how many of us give ourselves permission to radiate out our light, right? Because when you start to radiate out your light, it attracts both positive and negative. But what this is asking you to do is to be true to yourself and to love your heart's dream. What are you feeling when you look at this robe? What's happening?
I'm getting passion.
Okay, yeah. Heat, passion, it's a lot.
Confidence.
It's hot.
Pride.
Pride. Power.
Confidence.
Confidence. Okay.
Inner realm awareness.
Inner realm awareness.
That's what
Great.
It feels like the energy is coming through many layers of
Yeah.
consciousness.
Yeah.
It's not just the 3D, but it's bringing it into the 3D.
Cool. Sequoia, can you try on the fourth robe again? And then let's look at what happens. So if you stand over here and Sequoia over here. So these two robes go together. They're the trunk robes. And you'll see how they weave together. Sequoia, if you can come here. Okay, so look at the bird. All right? Okay, so when you take a stand for yourself, then you send that energy up into the heart. Right? And it supports the awakening of your heart. Okay, so this is cool that we get to see them together. Okay, so it makes sense, doesn't it? That these are the trunk robes. Okay, and so you want to be very strong in your self-confidence and in your power. But what are you using the power for? Your heart. Okay. Does that feel good? Yeah, it's nice.
Really good.
Yeah, you're connected. Okay.
I love that you guys are holding hands.
I know, yeah.
That's so beautiful.
Okay. Yeah, so what we're doing in climbing the tree of life is we're alchemizing our energies. That's what we're doing. We're taking the shadow form or maybe the raw form of the energy and we're alchemizing it to express itself the best it can express in you. Because you want to express your heart.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. That's beautiful. Ellen, I think you're up.
It literally feels so hot.
I know, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we've been working on the trunk, and now we're moving up to the branches of the tree. Okay, so now we're moving into the third eye. Okay, and you'll see this is a very different, qualitatively different robe. Okay?
Ooh.
Okay, so it's the bird of spirit. She's flying. Okay, we're moving up the chakras, up to the third eye. At the base of the robe, there is an Ouroboros, which is a snake eating its tail, and there is a white dove that's flying through. What's happening to the white dove?
It's losing its feathers.
Okay, the white dove is losing its feathers. Okay, so when we move into the branches of the tree of life, sometimes we're asked to let go of some feathers, to let go of the things we no longer need. How many of you feel that you've let go of some things? Okay, sometimes it's everything, isn't it? Sometimes we let go of everything. But that's what our spirit demands sometimes. And it's not to cause us suffering. It's to cause us liberation. And so on the tree of life, we're liberating ourselves. You wear that well, Ellen.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah.
I'm living it.
Yeah. Okay, so what's this robe image saying to you? What's coming to you?
Well, the bird, to me, is almost like a sword, too. It's kind of like cutting away what no longer serves to step into what is.
Okay, so cutting away what you don't need so that you can serve your spirit, so you can be open the third eye. And remember, the third eye isn't just a little teeny apparatus here. It's opening your whole field, okay? So we want to open our whole field. And in the tree of life, we talk a lot about the toroidal field of the tree. Because the tree, if you've ever seen a Celtic tree of life, the branches go up and then they come down and meet the roots. And so what that is, it's an image of how we circulate energy in our tree of life. It's called the toroidal field or the Merkaba. Okay, so this is a key to awaken your third eye and the entire field so you can upgrade your system. And I can tell you, when you meditate in this robe, you upgrade your system. It's very, very powerful. Anything else that is coming to you as we're looking at this robe? Information? Transformation, yes, because we are transforming into our spiritual blueprint. Every one of us has a spiritual blueprint. And the Tree of Life is a perfect blueprint. If we follow it and awaken these 33 codes, we will upgrade our entire system. And I can tell you, I've been working with these images and working with the Tree of Life. And in the past 5 years, even though it's been a really challenging time, I also experience huge upgrades to my system. So this is the time for us.